Hello, Altberg here. So, the roadmap for this year has now dropped in HellLetLoose, and I'm not gonna lie, at first I was quite shocked because of how rather limited it was for a yearly one, but then again we are now at the end of March, so I guess only 3/4 of a year left. But I shouldn't have been shocked at all, because while at first it only looks like a few things of new content on that roadmap, if you think about it, you actually realize it's a bit of a tricky roadmap with potentially huge changes, because the real changes are not up there in the upcoming list, but the real changes are down in the upgrades in reworks, especially in the reworks. If you care about only one topic or certain topics, go check the description of the video, because in the description I have timestamps for each and every little spot. Also obligatory subscribe, comment, like shenanigans, because you know how YouTube is. Now Tobruk is the new map we're gonna get in April with the next update 17. Tobruk overall, I would say, is a very fun map. I did play it a lot during the PDE weekend. I have also seen it before the official PDE, so I have to say I overall really enjoyed Tobruk. Tobruk is a fun one, mostly because it has those things that we wanted: an urban map finally again, or at least a map with a main focus on urban combat. That being said, it's not like Sainte-Marie-Églé or similar where it's all just in the middle, but it's a bit of an L-shaped angle, but it still is the majority of the map, urban fighting. Still, if you want to have some fun shenanigans in the open, you will get it as well, for it has open areas and long areas like the quay, the harbor area. And if you're really crazy, you can even go in the north, where there is caves where you can find below the ground. And also, one side note, Tobruk is very open when it comes to buildings. Lots of buildings of Tobruk are open. I don't know the official number, but it feels like 40% of all buildings are open. It might be 30 or 40. It is definitely much more than any other map we ever had before. So overall, I'd say give Tobruk a little test when it comes out. It's a really fun map. Another big one is a new map for the Eastern Front. Eastern Front could be many different maps, many different settings. The thing you need to remember is, though, that with the Eastern Front, all of the maps are between 1942 and 1943. So people will think, oh, it's gonna be the battle over Berlin. And I don't know if we're gonna get that one. We might. If it fits anything of the current 42 to 43 area, it'll probably be something else. Maybe the Battle of of that, or maybe Sevastopol, or maybe Leningrad, or, you know, there is quite a few, and the official Discord also has quite a few suggestions on what maps could there be. And I'm already touching the topic, Stalingrad. Stalingrad is gonna be the map that gets refreshed. Now the thing is, I personally dislike Stalingrad a lot. Why do I dislike it? Because, you know, Stalingrad is the map where everybody just camps. Which is sad, because the map overall looks cool, has some really nice spots, and could be amazing, but for some reason, mentality on Stalingrad is you lie down and camp and don't move. And I don't know why. But maybe if the map refreshes, some things are gonna change. If they block some areas from campers, maybe stuff will change. We will see what exactly they have in mind. Because I don't really know how. I don't know. I don't know if this one is gonna be that important or needed. Maybe with some new vehicles, because with new vehicles you also have new options. New vehicles, the classified ones, is one of the new big things that are coming this year. With new vehicles, of course, the question is what vehicles, since we didn't have anything here. Maybe we finally get some form of a non-spawn half-track, which I was hoping a long time for. Maybe, heck, maybe we get an auto blinder, which would work in North Africa and on the Eastern Front, because the Germans use them later as well. Maybe we get something completely new. Maybe we get one of those lovely Stuks, or maybe we get some other lovely weapons for the Russians. Maybe we finally get a tank that can serve more than just 3 people, who knows. We'll see what we're getting. There have been lots of different themes and visuals in the past, so we're gonna see what we're gonna get with that one. The next one is the themed cosmetic DLC, and I know what you're gonna say. It's just paid DLC and yada yada yada. As long as there's always some basic normal versions available, you know, so you look nice on the map, sure. I don't mind if there's any additional extra paid DLC for that. Who cares? Alright, features. Stuff that exists but will be improved. Weather variations. Now with Elsenborn Ridge, with the blizzards, and with Tobruk, with the sandstorms, we already had a few weather variations. And I have to say, I kinda like it. I can already see Purple Heart Lane, where the rain stops or becomes just a downpouring one. You know, I'm fine with weather variations as long as it feels normal. I don't mind if suddenly we have a little light rain on Zagmarie de Mort or Zagmarie Eglé. The problem is if it's just, you know, a constant thing and just keeps on raining all the time. The next one is a bit weird. XP reward system gets upgraded. I would assume that's just gonna be you have more ways of earning XP, which I guess would be nice. The thing is, it's so vague that I have no idea what they mean with that. Because it's not a rework of the XP reward system, but an upgrade, so it needs to be something additional. Not just a rework, no, but an upgrade, something extra or improved to the current one. The next one is promising because flamethrowers are a bit of a meme weapon at the moment, and I can see lots of ways how they can get improved, because if you increase the range, if you add a bit of a spray, as in, you know, wherever you hit, it's gonna spray from there into directions. If you have a bit of a drop of the liquid, so the ground below your jet stream of fire also catches on fire. You know, you can make a flamethrower quite amazing and very TK heavy. But, you know, flamethrowers, if they are then able to blow up engines, for example, and maybe if the Soviets finally get a flamethrower as well, which, why do they not have their iconic flamethrower? It's silly. This should be overall a good one, so I will just mark this as a thing that's good. Is it gonna be the weapon that everybody uses then? Probably not. But, you know, it's nice that they go back to a weapon and improve it. That's fine. RCON version 2. Now, RCON is going to be something that 99% of HellLetLoose players have no idea what it is. It's there for your server. It's something for the server admins. How to manage your server, how to do things, controlled features, commands, all other kinds of fun shenanigans you can do with RCON. I would say for you, 99, this is not going to be that important on first glance. That being said, depending on what they bring with new commands, customization, that could also very, very nicely be a quality of life improvement or make for some nice custom setups. RCON version 2 could be huge, could be nothing. That's the big part. This could be insane, amazing for server owners and people that play on those servers, or it could be nothing. That's the thing. I really would like to get more info on that one. And then the last things on the list are audio and visuals. Now, these SFX and VFX are the things we have seen on every roadmap in the last 3+ years. So at this point, it's just, you know, inventory. It's just decoration. It has to be on there. I'm surprised we don't have bug fixing on there as well. The thing is, maybe also other stuff falls under it, like, oh, we're gonna get Unreal Engine 4.27, which would already remove lots of issues with HellLetLoose. That could be falling under that. But then again, you know, could also be, oh, we have added a few new variants of sounds, and there is gonna be some more sparks. Could be anything, that's the issue with this. Might be worth to ask that on the Q&A on Wednesday. And the big thing for us is gameplay reworks, because this one includes some massive change that could be amazing, or, again, they're a bit vague. The first thing is precision strikes. Precision strikes, as Stuka as in rocket planes, are quite special in HellLetLoose. Because when they hit, they're amazing, they're glorious, but most of the times they don't hit at all. And why is that? Well, because the plane has a bit of a spread. Why is that? Because the strike is a bit slightly randomized in the area. Maybe we'll see some more active tracking of the attacks, as in the plane is gonna try to target actual tanks or garrisons a bit more, instead of just saying, okay, it's gonna make a random spread in this area. Maybe precision strikes are gonna be handled with a bit of an Overwatch thing where they keep flying around an area. Again, because the rework and it's just the info precision strikes, this could be a lot of things. And you're gonna hear that a lot in this part. And now comes the big one, which is gonna be the one that people are gonna speculate the most. Artillery systems. Because everybody is gonna say...
Mortars!
That's the thing, because people will say, oh, artillery system rework? That means that's 100% we're getting mortars. that could also just mean that the commander is going to be the only one to use artillery as an ability, for example. Or it might mean, oh, while you're getting new vehicles, we're now getting some mobile mortars or some assault guns, like a Stück 3 variant B. See, again, that's the thing. Artillery systems is getting changed, but what is that gonna include? Will it mean the thing that most people ask for, as in artillery is just gonna become a commander ability and we will have mortar units? But then again, what are mortars going to be? How are they going to be set up if this is mortars? Will we just have different variants of artillery? Like a little spread of mortar shells, or medium artillery, or heavy artillery, maybe a Nebelwerfer barrage. This could be lots of things. So again, I hope that on the Q&A we're gonna get some information on this. And I know everybody of you also has an opinion on this, and I know people are gonna comment on that below the channel. I know everybody likes artillery and wants some mortars. I know. But we also need to realize, hey, how, if we get mortars, how are we gonna use them? Are they fueled by the munition resource? Do they get crates? Are they like a one-way use thing where you get like 10 shots and then it's done? Is it gonna be a new class? Is it gonna be a new is it gonna be a new group, like infantry, recon, mortar team, tanks, or something like that? See, that's the thing that needs to get cleared out prior to them actually launching a system. This needs to be clear, because else people might lose a lot of goodwill and get very, very angry. Armor systems, not just armor material or armor in general, but the armor systems. What is an armor system? Could it be we get more logic or different logic with how engine failure works, or how tanks overall behave? What will be armor systems? Because that could mean we get something like Enlisted or War Thunder with internal mechanics, which would be a giant undertaking, let's be fair, compared to just, oh, this is a tank and if you blast it enough, it's gonna perish. Nah. But if we have something like, oh, ammunition is in this area and fuel there and the crew is there, you can shoot people on the inside, that would mean that tankers would need to jump out and bandage themselves, and there's a bandage inside a vehicle option, which kinda would actually make sense to a degree, I say. But again, that would be a massive, giant change, which would be its own 1 year of work, I would assume. So we don't really know what is gonna be inside that armor system. Maybe we get a different variant of tanks. Maybe we get tanks that can help more than just 3 people. Maybe now we get a 5-man tank crew. We can get a T-28E. Maybe we soon see a T-35 appear with 5 players being on guns. And I would say this could be amazing, or it could be nothing, again, very vague. And that's my overall issue with the roadmap. And with that, we're coming to another topic, which is the medic role. I say this before, and yes, I know people hate medics. I know people find medics mostly pointless. But the thing is, wouldn't it be great if they actually get a rework on the medic then, so they become more useful? Now, mind you, there's one big thing that you always need to remember. If you want to boost one thing, you can't make everything else worse just to improve that one thing. So, to boost or improve the medic role, to make it more valuable, more important, or important at all, they should not make everybody else suffer for that, because that is just gonna create backlash. If respawn times get doubled or tripled, for example, people are not gonna say, oh yeah, fair enough, so the medic feels better. People are just gonna get more angry. The thing with the medic role is, what can you do with it to boost it without, you know, lowering the fun of everybody else? Well, maybe you can make it so that if a medic revives you, you don't have another redeployment time at all when you go down again. That could be one thing. Or, for example, as soon as you go down and the medic is within 50 meters, you get a little,
hey, medic on the way!
Something like that. That doesn't boost the medic roll that much, but at least it would be something to change how the medic interacts with others and how others interact with the medic, you know. And lastly, on the gameplay reworks, one of the big ones for MG players, Bipods. Bipods are something in HellLetLoose that has brought lots of pain, lots of suffering, lots of angry people, because deploying a bipod is quite a struggle often. where you start aiming into the sky, where you start aiming at the ground, where you can't deploy the bipod, or you can deploy it on random chimneys or barbed wire or other nonsense. Or some weapons like the bar or the FG42, which don't have a bipod at all. Maybe we also see both things, as in the addition of all the bipods for the light machine guns that would benefit from them, as well as bipods being more deployable. Maybe we get some better bipods, maybe we even get a Lafette bipod for the MGs. Who knows? But if this works out and bipods become an actual good thing, we will see more MG players and more MG players that are happy with their bipods. Lastly, quality of life improvements. Now that is a special one because it's not gonna be interesting for most people, so I'm just gonna go through it. Increased server controls. For most of you guys out there just playing the game, this is not gonna be the most important or grandest thing. It's gonna help a lot for server owners, you know. Could be amazing for customization again, depending on what these server controls are. If I can find you, for example, weather. Could mean I could have just constantly clear skies, no sandstorms. Or if I can set certain other things, like, for example, I can decide what the loadouts are. Or I can have other fun things, like what map layout it's gonna be, always on this and that map. For example, Remagen could always only be bridge. You see, depending on what increased server controls means, this could be also fun for the regular public players. Now, admin camera is a thing that none of you really know about probably if you have watched my streams or the YouTube videos on this channel. Admin cam is what we also use, not only what admins use, but what also casters use to cover HellLetLoose competitive matches and similar things. Will also help YouTubers to make some nice videos. I already have seen some of the improvements of admin camera. It's okay. I wonder about one feature that we have seen already being addressed in old PDEs, which was switch to POV. If we are able in admin cam now to go into first person of players, that could be huge for admins, for casters, and for YouTubers. User interfaces. I draw a blank on that one. We will see what that especially means, if we can just customize our UI. If I can hide certain things, you know, like, I don't want to see that chat area, I don't want to see my compass, I always want to see my capture progress, which you can already do, but I don't want to at the same time see this and that, or this is one of the most vague points we have, so we will see how that one goes. Fixing the level of detail is important overall, and it would be great to have this improved. If they update it to Unreal Engine 4.27, that should already get a massive boost. So my hope is that we might get an Unreal Engine update, a small one. Not a massive one to 5, that is out of the question I would assume. But you know, just in the 4 version, just one nudge up from 4.25 to 4.27. Boom, already fixing lots of issues. And lastly, voice over IP post-match changes. Now this could act like in Squad 44 and other titles, where at the end of the match you are allowed to voice chat with everybody on the whole server. If it's post-match, then sure. If it's maybe just your squad or your team, sure. If it's everybody, why not? I don't know if this is important. It might just be people then trolling or just derping around. There's not really any damage in this or having this, but I don't know if it's an important thing that anybody really asked for. Voice over IP post-match changes, I don't know if that's important for anybody. The Q&A is gonna hopefully bring some more light into the situation of what we're getting this year. And since it's not just a roadmap for 2025, but just the upcoming roadmap, we might, you know, if they make it on time, see some other changes. We might see some surprises. I already know of 2 new things that are not on the list yet. But then again, maybe they drop, you know, next year, or they drop at the end of the year. We will see how that one goes. But yeah, I am curious what your opinions are, what you guys think. Do you think this is a good one or this is a bad one? But yeah, with that, I hope this helped a bit. We might watch this tomorrow as well live when they do the Q&A. We might ramble or discuss it. We will see. Anyways, have a good one. This is it from my side. Hope this is gonna be good. Have a good one. Bye-bye.